What are you doing right now? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for watching this market review and video. It is early, first trading Monday of 2026. I just got back from Wyoming. The lights look terrible. I'm in my kitchen. This is the room up to my upstairs. What? Stairs up to my upstairs bedroom. And I'm here with you. Thank you. Seriously, thank you for tuning in, for watching, for listening, for caring. It means the world to me. You're an amazing, remarkable human being, and I really hope this video adds tons of value to your life. Here are the broader markets, which is the S&P 500, the thing that every single person's trying to beat. And if you've ever read any of my books or watched any of my videos, buy off the blue line. Bang. Blue line, there's the pullback from October into November, and there's the Santa rally. You're welcome. Very, very easy, very obvious. Talk about it all the time. It's been around forever. And we made a new all-time high here. The one thing I definitely did not expect, so this is the new all-time high. I certainly did not expect the United States of America to invade a foreign nation and the market to rally like crazy. What is that? I did not expect that. And we did it. I mean, this is a bear candle. You had 3 bear candles in a row, low volume because of the holidays, gap and go. Good night. Now, we need to hit this again at some point. So expectations are for us to kind of chop around, trade sideways, bounce our head against the 690 price point, which is that black line, big resistance. Higher lows coming from the bottom. We can, create a ascending triangle and ultimately go higher. I mean, trend is bullish. Obviously, does it have to happen? No. And I had that big, big warning video. My guys, if we take out this candle, it's game over. And guess what? We didn't. So I had planned for worst case scenario, and worst case scenario just did not occur. And that is absolutely okay. Sometimes that happens. The previous resistance, higher lows coming in, there's a lot of triangle patterns out there in the markets, and that's the one that looks the best to me. So buy low, sell high, enjoy your covered calls, let the chop happen. And January, February, March, I expect it most likely to be bullish. Can we get a big black swan event on any given day like this or like this? Yes. And it would be one tweet, China, Trump, Russia, something. And that can happen. And I think if it does happen, which 10% likelihood in the first quarter of the year for that to happen, 23% likelihood in Q1 or Q2 of a big one-day sell-off like we got here in October and November, then it'd be buyable. And if you're like, well, how would you say that? Well, we bounced the last 2 times it happened. So if it happens twice, do it a third time. That's my takeaway on the bigger markets. Here's some individual stocks, and I got a decent little smattering of positions. All of these are ones I'm either looking at or I'm personally invested in. I'll kind of go through each one and just share with you my take on it. Baba, I have no position on, but what I really, really do like it is this is a beautiful pullback. Very, very nice flag pattern. You have institutional volume spikes all across the board down here. Huge, huge volume spikes, and the bear volume spikes are dissipating. Meow, like the amount of non-gray hairs that I have just disappearing. Really big volume drop off, huge push. You can notice higher lows really since 2022. If you're just looking at the technical charts here, this was the low, October 24th, 2022. We circle back 3 years later, and we have made higher lows ever since and higher highs. Monthly chart, we have broken above the 100 monthly, and now we are 1, 2, 3 big bull candles in a row, retest with 3 bear candles in a row. I'm sure you guys have watched my videos before. 3 bull candles in a row, 3 bear candles in a row. What? Probably the same thing. Boom, 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 boom. That's the monthly chart on Baba, and they still make gargantuan sums of money. I still like earnings. I've come over here to earnings, click on financials, go to revenue. Oh my goodness, they're still doing $58 billion. 2020 obviously did the most, 2021, 2022, and they've kind of tapered, but that's why they sold off. But their revenue is still 60 billion when in 2012 it was 5 billion. I mean, that is a gob of money. There's their China currents. I mean, it's growing. It really is. It's still growing. So it makes me like it. It makes me like it a little bit more and just kind of, oh, wow, what's this? That's interesting. So a little bit more bullish on that daily chart, right? We're interacting with the 100 moving average, kind of similar to back over here. So certainly worth watching. A little bit of a double bottom, inside hammer candle, BABA, some strength there. Micro strategy has been deplorable, deplorable. I'm in 800 shares and just getting train housed. And my micro strategy is also down a butt ton. It was down 66% from the all-time highs. That is a lot. That's a lot. Did I say the all-time highs? I apologize. The previous high. Now, Bitcoin was only down, and I'm sure you've watched a bunch of my Bitcoin videos, was only down 33%. So MicroStrategy at 2x from what it was down, I think is a little too much. We'll come back to Bitcoin in just a moment, but I do think MicroStrategy is trying to recover down here. The 200 simple, you guys all know I still use these same stupid long-term moving averages. 200, 100 simple moving average. Here they are. We got very close to here. So put sales, bull put spreads around here make sense to me. It also makes sense for us to consolidate here and just kind of chop around and slowly go higher. I am underwater on my cost basis, but what I am doing is just very cautiously selling some covered calls up here on big up days like today and capturing some premium, which there is still decent premium around 200, 210, 220, buying back that premium and then, using the premium to buy some more shares. I think 155 is a good buy price. 144 is a good buy price. And if we close below the 200 simple, which is the 144 level, and we close below that big bull volume, we will have some issues to go higher. And it would be a good time to protect. But this move and this move look very similar. So, look for a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and then that retest needs to hold and go higher. Or very similar to last time, which is this hammer, when that hammer got taken out, you knew MicroStrategy was going to go lower, which it did. And I sold a bunch of $200 covered calls, which is lower than my cost basis, but still brought in some cash. And I used that cash to buy some more shares and lower my cost basis a tab. So that's my thoughts on MicroStrategy. Next on the watch list is Oscar, an AI healthcare play that I've been in love with for a while. And if you have ever read a textbook about channels, there you go. Textbook, buy low. Back in November, it was at 13. I did get a chance to buy some down there. Got very lucky, very, very lucky, extremely lucky. Huge gap, not on earnings, which is always more powerful. Take a note of that. I do love earnings gaps. They are very powerful, but a non-earnings gap is always more powerful. And we still have a retest gap that has not filled, which is amazing. It's right about there. And now we have another retest gap that came in today, also on a weekly chart. So we have two retest gaps. Very good movement today. We closed above the 200 on the daily. We closed above the 100 on the weekly. We will retest that. And I think we'll get this and then this. The 100's a guarantee at this point. We hit it before, after the previous, prior retest gap. We hit the 100, so that'll happen again. I think it's a good purchase. Fundamentally, company is still very strong. They're doing great. The stocks, revenue. I mean, look at this team. I'm not a math scientist, but 2019 had 488 million. They did $10 billion in 2024. They 20x'd their company, 20x'd. And the stock price is the exact same as it was in August of 2021. In fact, it's lower than it was in 2019. That's a travesty. So this is just something that's going to change. So buy low, sell high. It's on the lower side now. Buy the pullback. I do have positions in Oscar, and I think 23 is a very reasonable target. Next, Apple. It was too high. It was too far away from the earth, and it S-curved and made a new all-time high. Now it's pulling back. Surprise! So new all-time high, big pullback, 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 new all-time high. There you go. That's Apple. That's what it's going to do. So buy low, sell high, let it pull back some. Don't buy it at the all-time highs of 280 and start buying it around 260. That's my personal plan on Apple. So buy low, sell high. It's a gorgeous company. Don't worry about innovating. They did $102 billion of revenue in a quarter. Quarter four, they're going to do an astronomical amount of money. The last quarter, they did 124 billion. They'll probably do 125 billion dollars in revenue. Unimaginable. And this is an amazing retest gap that will probably end up filling. So perfect place to buy Apple. I think is 255. But if you want to just buy and take some nibbles, that's fine. This does look a little head and shoulderish, but I don't personally short Apple. I have learned that lesson in my trading career. I just go long Apple on a longer term scale, and that generally tends to work out more profitably for me. Netflix. Okay, what an awesome spot. Um, to be transparent, I shorted the absolute bricks off of Netflix after this gap. Gap retest the 200, failed the 200, made some money there. Made some money after the split because usually stocks that split go down after the split. And big bull volume. This was a really, really great trade. I just got to show off for a quick second. Incredible volume right here. So you're below the 200, shooting star, right? There's no moving averages in the way. You're below all of them on the daily chart, weekly chart. You're below all of them. Monthly chart, I think you had like the 10, the 20. Yeah, so you're below the 20. So you're below all major moving averages. There's nothing stopping it from bouncing at that point. The 100 on the weekly was forever away. And I shorted the absolute pants off of Netflix with $100 puts for January when we broke all that bull volume. So all this is buyers. It's hard to not to see that ginormous green candle. And it took out that candle the very next day. And I slid into some puts, and those puts printed. Cool. Good for you, Newsom. Well done. All right. So this is what I'm expecting. Earnings is actually around the corner. And we are at the support on Netflix. We're at the 100 on the weekly. We have had an incredible pullback. It's pulled back, 32%. Great pullback, great level to buy. What I'm planning on doing is snagging some shares of Netflix and then getting into some puts over earnings now. So creating a protective put position. If we break the 100, we're going to go lower, probably 75. So I'm going to protect my downside, and I'm going to pay for that protective put with a longer covered call, probably up at 105 or 110, bring in some cash to pay for the put and hope they do great on earnings. But it's at the buying spot now. Risk reward is great. If it doesn't bounce, we'll find out soon. This is a very bear candle. Close below this hammer, inside bull candle looks weak. So I expect it to go lower, but it's at a great spot to bounce. So it just kind of depends on what you want to do with it. But it's here, and we'll see what it does. Johnson Johnson, ain't no one talking about this one, but your boy Newsom. No one's covering J&J, but I've been on this game for a bit. Look how Johnson Johnson has broken out of a multi-year distribution phase. And this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC. We haven't had the C wave yet, but if we pull back to 195, great buying opportunity. Previous all-time high, from a textbook, bunch of bull candles in a row, breakout, retest, old resistance and new support. Old resistance, new support is a previous all-time high. 3 bear candles in a row. Poof, poof, poof. There's your final wave. Bang, bang, bang. We just haven't got the third bang yet on that wave count. But the overall pattern looks really beautiful. Amazing. Look at this bounce off the monthly. Off the monthly chart. Oh my goodness. Just crushed it. Bunch of bull candles in a row, slight pullback. Trend is very bullish. This just broke out of distribution phase. So as much as you might not want to go higher, it's going to. We just got a little bit of just a smidge of selling to do, but it's, hey, Johnson Johnson looks good. Costco, a great stock to own, to buy slowly, be an owner, not just a consumer. When I go to Costco and I get my Costco chickens to try to look like Yates, which never works because he's better at everything than I am. I buy some Costco stock, and so I'm, accumulating a little bit of a small position on it. Back to me being a volume specialist and probably one of the better volume interpreters in the world. And I say that humbly because it just is accurate. Look at this incredible bear volume. Amazing bear volume after three bear candles in a row towards a 52-week low on Costco. You have this candle here Friday. Now, I know it's option volume, but huge bear volume. And look what it does. We take out that volume, we close above it, all the bears are trapped, and that volume becomes an incredible old resistance new support. I did buy some Costco. Look at this team. Oh my goodness. What a nice move. One white soldier today, double bottom on Costco. And we're getting right around that 100 on the weekly. Um, so probably a decent target. I'm not saying that Costco can't go lower. What I'm simply saying is I think it's going to go higher for a short period of time. But ultimately, this is a stock to just buy low and accumulate and own until you can sell it for a profit. It's Costco. They're doing fine. They're killing it. Profits are up. They're opening up more and more international stores. Costco's financials are ridiculous. I mean, are you seeing this? Look at that. Look at that total. I mean, you're over almost $300 billion. $208 billion. Crazy. And they're going to keep growing and they're growing and they're growing and they're growing. So, hey man, just go back to the old school, right? Great companies, pays dividends, it has a good pullback. I mean, don't you want to go to Costco and see some Costco chicken at a 20% discount? Of course you do. So buy low, buy slow, being it. Chevron, Venezuela. I don't know. Like what can one say about that? Uh, Other than it's ridiculously and mind-blowingly illegal of what happened, but Trump pulled it off, and here we are, and it happened. I'm not saying I advocate for it, but it occurred, and we ripped a dictator out of literally his bedroom. And I say we, right? The U.S. military, greatest fighting force in the world. This was an amazing retest gap today. So I think everyone and their mom knew it would retest. Ginormous amount of buying on Friday. That's weird. I wonder why we had such a big buying candle on Friday. I wonder if people knew that we were going to. Oh, it's probably just a conspiracy theory. Let's just skip that. Let's pretend that doesn't exist and politicians can't make money off of insider information and I could, fine for it. Huge buying candle, massive gap up. All those buyers took profit today. This was a very, very fun day trade. If you were day trading today, that first selling was just incredible. So if you go to the extended hours, right, you saw the weakness. Here's your pre-market support right there. Just cataclysmic sell-off. Boom. There's your 10 EMA. Bull candle below the 10. Bang. And then we recovered because, it was a big fundamental play. So what's going to happen on Chevron and energy? I mean, more supply, lower prices, more profits. They're not going to shrink the price at the pump very much because we're all kind of used to these, whatever they are, $3.50 in your area, $2.89. If you're in California, $5.55 a gallon. We're used to it, unfortunately, and so they're going to drop it. Yeah, prices will go down a little bit, but they're gonna make a bunch of money. The weekly chart looks really nice. I mean, if we take out 165, we're going to take out this ginormous selling candle that happened in March, and we're going to push higher on Chevron. Monthly chart looks like a huge flag. It's an ugly, gross dividend paying oil company that's not hot or sexy in any way, but it will keep going up. And the prices are going to drop, more supply, more profits, and these companies will keep making more money. So, what's the bear process? I mean, I don't really have a bear thesis other than like if it trades lower, buy more at a lower price and just be patient. I mean, it's not a sexy trade by any means, but it will work and it will go higher. First Solar, this is a sleeper. What analyst is talking about First Solar and Johnson and Costco in the same? Bring that person to me. They're not. They're talking about all the cool stock trends. I got some of those on the list too. I need to go a little bit faster. I'm boring you guys to death. I apologize. First Solar, I mean, it's about to make its new all-time high again. It's going to get back up to 300-ish, but you can't buy it up there. So if you're not in, you missed the move. That's what I'm here to tell you on First Solar. It's too hot. It's too fast. You have maybe a little bit of a move left, but this is about it. The primary trade would be a pullback to 230, and then it's buyable. But I'm actually working on building a solar company right now, a solar hiring company called Solar Tech Connect. And so I like to play a lot in the solar space. I like clean energy. I'm a big clean energy dude. I've definitely made some good money on First Solar in my life. I've been trading this one pretty actively since 2013. And this is just a technical charts dream. If you want to study a chart, I mean, this is just an incredible wave count, retest. It's just a great chart to stare at for hours. Too high to buy, though. Buy a dip into 230, sell at 300, buy low, sell high, buy low. In phase. Now, in phase, one of my buddies, Jake, was really pounding the table on this one back in August. Got a little bit of a push into the 100, failed, big gap down on earnings. Earnings got slaughtered. It was a retest gap, right? Bear candle gapping down. We retested, boom, boom. There's the retest. There's the failure. Went even lower. And as of right now, has gotten back above the 100. 100 is one of my buy signals. So we're above the 100 weekly chart. We're really far away. We're down there. RSI, crazy divergence on the weekly chart. You even have some bullish divergence on the monthly chart. So divergence is here on in phase. And the company and the stock has gotten absolutely murder housed, but that doesn't look that bad. So into the 200, good old 1.2, classic. That's how I would trade in phase energy. Robinhood, buy as much as you can. This is going to go higher. So Robinhood will buy out either Kalshi, which is like a predictive market gaming company, or they'll buy Polymarket. They're going to buy one of those predictive, gambling companies. They have that by themselves, and they're doing amazing with that. This was one of my favorite patterns in the world. Just perfect hammer. It's a bear candle, two bear candles in a row. The second bear candle opens and closes above the prior bear candle's close and open. So it's like a one white soldier, but it closed bearish. So incredible open today. I bought at open on Robinhood this morning, enjoyed some of the fruits of that labor. And yeah, I love Robinhood. I do have a position in this one. Chart looks great. So weekly chart just looks this, what's happening, looks like a weirder, smaller version of this. Robinhood has broken out of its prior all-time high. It's retested, so we had a huge pullback. I mean, 152, 33%. Like that's a big discount. Um, anyway, I'm long Robinhood. I like it. It can consolidate and buy on down days, sell on up days, sell covered calls, get into collars, protect yourself, buy low, sell high on Robinhood. Looks clean to me. And I do think that this gap will eventually fill, but I don't think it's a problem. Um, yeah, I like Robinhood. I am long, great stock to own. Reddit, one of the, I mean, again, I think I'm one of the few people that have been pumping Reddit for a long time. Love Reddit. Love this volume profile on earnings. We've closed above it. We've retested it. It's a stock I couldn't be much more bullish on. Any retest I'm buying, any pullback into the 100 I'm buying. This is a perfect double bottom. Please, if you're practicing chart patterns, practice this double bottom on Reddit. It is a thing of beauty. Retested the 100 once, but twice. I have bought and sold Reddit, and I've done really well in this name, and I'm expecting it to continue. I like this little bear candle. If we consolidate for a day or two and then break above that bear candle, we'll go to 270. And if we pull back to the 100, buy it at 210. I think if you buy low, you hold on long enough, Reddit wins. Trend is bullish across the board on all time frames. You got a amazing little high wave candle. We've closed above it. We've retested it. Really perfect hammer candle. Trend's bullish. I mean, I think Reddit splits in the next 2 years. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what I think. Trend is bullish. Chart looks nice. I'm in long. Google. I don't know what to do on Google. It's the short answer. I can't buy it here and I can't short because it's Google. I'm not doing anything. I guess I'm waiting. I would love some Google down here. 280. Is that going to happen? After this video, I will put in an order to buy some at 280, but like, is it actually going to occur? I don't know, but I cannot buy Google after that run up. Ladies and gentlemen, April to today, Google, the third largest company in the world, is up 115%. Trading is not hard, family. It's really, really not. When you have big sell-offs for no particular reason on stocks that aren't geopolitically or industrially affected, and their profits are going up, the revenues are going up, and they're at a good discount, buy them and hold on for a while. That's trading. Protect your downside with put options, alerts, contingency orders, or proper risk mitigation. I rode this on Google, so I am in this position long term. I'm not going to sell because it's a long term holding for me. I'll just hold through a pullback to 250 and I'll buy more at 250. But this is perfect. I mean, a breakout of old resistance, a retest, a new all time high, a bigger, steeper pullback of that old resistance, and then just a incredible run up. Yeah, but what to do on it right now? I mean, if you have enough shares, obviously get into a collar, sell calls, buy puts. And on a very, very, very short term trade, this is a double inside, a double high wave indecision candle. So if we break above the high of today and start pushing higher, we'll take out this bear candle and we'll make a new all time high, and everyone will buy then, and then it'll trap people and it'll trade back down to 290. So you can definitely be short term bullish if we start taking out today's candle and trade up into a new all time high and then get out. Micron missing all of this, all of it. I made like 8 grand or something, something nominal right here, and then I shorted it and lost 5 grand. That was the best. And anyway, I haven't touched it since, and there's Micron. Just I'm doing everything. It has its own Broadway show coming up soon. It's just incredible. Short answer, no idea what to do. Can't buy it up here, and shorting isn't going to be. It's not going to work unless you're day trading or something. But feel free to back trade this pattern. This is still one of my favorite patterns on earth. This bull gap and go that turns into a bear candle that eventually gets taken out. I missed all that. I was on my little 2 week. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember in Christmas time, I take a 2 week hiatus, and me, my wife, and the 3 boys, we got a cabin in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming, and no cell signal, no Wi-Fi. Watched movies, read books, slept, ate, drank, be married, played in the snow, disconnected. It was really, really cool. So I didn't trade anything really since the 19th of December, and I missed all of Micron. So buy it lower, and if you're in it, congratulations. XLE. So this ETF actually just had a split. They had a 2-for-1 split, which is really cool. And as I've mentioned 500 million times, stocks go down usually after the split. There it is going down. Trade down into the 100 simple moving average. Surprise, surprise. Who would have known? Out of support. Oh, it's also on the 100-month weekly moving average. Double strong moving average. 100 weekly, 100 daily. There at 44 and had an amazing, amazing bounce. XLE has been compressing forever. Really, really big, ultra strong resistance here for an extremely long period of time. Hot take, I think XLE makes a new all-time high this year. It is a hot take because that hasn't happened in an extremely long period of time. And I think we start getting a little bit of a breakout. We get new all-time highs, and then we actually get a little bit of a pullback. I apologize for this ETF not being on this watch list. I'm so sorry, but that's AGT. You got to be bullish on this. That's it. I don't know how that affects people's opinion of me politically, but I don't know why removing a dictator from office is a bad thing for the particular country. So buy dips, be long. ARGT, incredible ETF, makes new all-time highs this year, hits 100 for sure, probably goes higher. Be bullish. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has not failed the 100 weekly. So I've done a couple of videos on Bitcoin. This is my wave count, and it's spot on, I think. As long as it doesn't close below 84, we're okay. This is a higher low here. This is natural. I did buy some at all eights. I did not buy nearly enough because my larger position was at 77,000 and 69,000. But we did have a really good pullback. So I had to buy some at 88. I do have some Bitcoin exposure. I sold all my Bitcoin for a period of time, somewhere over here at 105, 106, 95, 99, and then bought that position back at 88, and then just haven't gotten into anything else additional. But chart still looks okay. Monthly chart looks good. We're bouncing off the 20. I think this is a healthy pullback with a political, office that is very supportive of crypto and has talked big things about crypto and has mentioned crypto in a very positive light for a period of time. Yeah, looks okay to me. What do we really need to see for Bitcoin to be wildly bullish again? Essentially, new highs, a consolidation effect, a breakout above the 100, 200, probably a couple of weeks, probably 2 months after March is over, and we have new all-time highs if we make higher lows and higher highs. So it can happen. It's a good pullback into the 100 on the weekly. It just takes some time for stocks to consolidate off of here. So if you're buying Bitcoin or something Bitcoin related, prepare for it to take some time and to digest itself for a while. Solana, I had a big order down here at 100, did not hit, unfortunately. So I'm just kind of waiting on Solana. That's essentially it. Shout out to my boy Roger, who bought a whole buttload of Solana at 134, which was like a little double bottom breakout. I don't really have any Solana, but you're above the 10, 20, 50 on the daily chart. We haven't hit the 10 yet, which is at 142. So that's target number one. And then monthly 153. So we have a little bit of upside to go, but this is a spot to buy low and be patient. I mean, this is where it's at. It's at a low spot. We had a nice, lower low. Do we have any divergence? We did, kind of. Not really. Had a little bit of divergence. No, not totally. One of those like, I'm trying to see something and it's not there. Yeah, SOL. I don't have any position in it. Congrats to those who do. If it pulls back to 130, I could probably pick up a couple, but 100 was my big order. Never got down there. I'm in Bitcoin. We'll see what happens. Weeble. Trash. Now, Weeble, if you are in this and you're bag holding like me and you have a ginormous unrealized loss like me and you're kind of wishing you would rather have bought literally anything silver versus Weeble like me, I feel you. But this is a great stock to back trade when that volume there, that perfect hammer there got taken out in 2 days here with a perfect close below. It did happen. I did buy puts. I did sell a lot of covered calls. And although that didn't help, it has decreased my cost basis. And I have now got my cost basis from covered call sales, taking the premium from the covered call sales, buying 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 shares at a time, 100 shares at a time, 200 shares at a time from the covered call premiums. And I've amassed a decent amount of shares on Webull, but Webull is international. And so as much as I love Robinhood, they're not international. They will be international at some point, but I think Webull is a buyout candidate from another broker at some point. I think Robinhood can buy them. There's a lot that they can do, but yes, the chart looks like absolute dirt. This is a one white soldier that happened Friday, and today is a continuation. So you could have picked up some nice little change here. If, that's a big if this turns into a double bottom, you're gonna be like, oh, this is the greatest stock ever. But we'll hit the 100, and that'll be a little bit of a concern for a pause before that happens. During this move, I was able to play that nicely and cash in some profit, made a little bit of money, sold some calls, used those calls to buy more shares. So I'm chipping away my cost basis. I think right now it's like 1350. Horribly, horribly underwater, but protected well. And I don't think this company's going to go out of business. The earnings were great, and we got a ways to go until the next earnings. So I'm just going to kind of wait it out. Zeta finally moving, ZETA. I like this chart. I like the daily chart. I really like the weekly chart a lot. I like the fundamentals. This company has a big presence on FinTwit, which I'm a big member of, and the chart looks amazingly clean. So fundamentals look good, chart looks good, and there's this public perception. People like it a lot, and it took a while, and it's very volatile, super volatile stocks to trade. But good lord, it's really really cool to trade, and if you catch it at the right price and you analyze it at the right time, the volume is amazing. And this is a remarkable, very cheap stock to buy and sell quickly and aggressively and make incredible cash flow. Speaking of, shout outs to Greg Lee again, two shout outs in one video. Greg is a good friend and chiropractor of mine in Virginia, and he has been in this thing, guys. I kid you not, since like $3. And he told me to get in, and I was a pansy, and I didn't. I didn't understand what it was, and I missed out on the whole boat. The dude's made so much money, and I love when people win. I just love it. Perfect hammer on the weekly chart back in December. The chart's been amazingly volatile, insanely crazy, crazy, crazy volatile. A lot of these stocks have been. And I guess the short answer for me is on these insanely volatile companies that make very little revenue. I mean, this company does okay, but I almost did 14 million, not this quarter, but anyway. It's a publicly traded company, right? Like they should be doing more than a million a quarter. Anyway, beside the point. ASTS Space Mobile is very volatile. Make your money from the volatile stock, take the profit, go buy the stock, hold it forever. Because it can split, it could go to 150, anything is possible in these names. That's the short answer. And it's proven that. Can it go back to $5? Yes. Will it go back to $5? Probably not. Not with SpaceX coming out. SpaceX coming out is really going to prove ASTS and Rocket Lab as viable, valuable companies. That's the truth. And that proof is in the pudding. And I think these stocks will kind of continue. So all these names, by the way, are not stocks that you have to buy and hold forever, but listen to my analysis closely, maybe rewatch this video a couple times, make sure to like it and subscribe to my personal brand channel. But essentially, these companies are so volatile, they're so quick, they're so fast, and they're so liquid that you can just buy and sell. You make some money, take that money, go buy some shares, leave the shares alone. And the next time you see another trade opportunity, do the same thing again and rinse and repeat and collect some shares and hold on to them forever because who the heck knows? That's really the truth. I don't for sure know at all what these are going to do, but the charts look higher because that's the trend. Does it feel 2021 bubblish? Yeah. Is it too high, too soon, too quick? Yeah. Would I buy a whole, would I put my life savings into Rocket Lab up here? Hell no. Would I take an appropriate amount of risk on a dip or do a swing trade with a 1R risk? Absolutely. So play these as you see them. The trades are there, the charts are there. They do have revenue. They're not like Oklo, which I'm like a perma bear on. It did have a perfect bounce off the 200, but we all make more money than Oklo. And I think this is just a fraudulent company. So that's just my opinion, though. We're all entitled to our opinions. But companies that make $0 of revenue, zero, you make more money than this publicly traded company. That's a problem. So, it is what it is. Uni Software, big fan. I'm going to brag. I absolutely just royally smoked Rocket Lab. Um, and Uni Software. I bought a bunch of Uni Software after this earnings on this big, big down candle. Stocks in a confirmed bull trend and has a huge down day. That's one of my confirmed signals to buy shares and buy calls. Got very lucky. The trade ended up working. Closed above all that bear volume on that day. I bought more on the retest, sold at 45, got very lucky, came back to the 100, bought calls and shares again, held them over earnings, sold on the huge, big volume spike. Hello. That's when you sell your position. So I came back down to the 100, did it again, sold it again. It just somehow me and Uni Software have been speaking to each other. And I love it. Weekly looks gorgeous. A weekly close above 47, and this thing's going to go to 65. The weekly moving averages look great. the monthly moving average, a break above the 50 EMA. And again, like I said, a good, strong weekly close. If I pull up a line chart, which is my buddy Jake's favorite chart, we haven't closed above 47. Good close above 47, and Unity's going to keep going higher. Bang. You're welcome. Wolf, Terra Wolf. So myself and Tony Pollock, shout out to my boy Tony, owner of Real Life Trading now. We talked about Terra Wolf here and said it was too high to buy, should not buy at 16. If you own it, sell it or get into a collar or do something to protect yourself and be a buyer around 13 and 12. And that wasn't rocket surgery. It was a simple fact of stock's really high, right? We're very far removed from the 100. We haven't actually hit the 100 in quite a while. You have four bull candles at this really, really good resistance, and we just went from 12 to 16. Might not sound or feel like a lot, but that's a 33% move in 2 weeks. So big pullback was needed, and it happened. Bang. There's your buying spot, and there's your reward for patience. Now you have a double bottom off the 100. The weekly chart, the hundreds crossed the two, which is great. A monthly chart, you're still above all of that chop. We've consolidated. Looks good. I think this is going to go to 20. So wolf, buy low, be patient, sell high, lock in profits, use a profit to buy some shares. Put on your watch list. It's a good one. UMAC. I promise I'm not that good of a trader. I think maybe I feel like I'm cherry picking right now. Still a great company to follow, but dude, one, two, three bull candles in a row, three pair of candles in a row into the 100, and it was a double bottom. I absolutely just murked UMAC. And the best part is I set this trade up over here. So that was a cool part. So set that up over there. I said, if we break above 12, buy it at 12. And that happened. So anyway, good double bottom, good move, fun, volatile stock. It can go higher. Perfect, 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 perfect hammer on December 15th. If you know anything about my candlesticks, there's your hammer, there's your gap and go. Three bull candles in a row on the weekly chart. Expect a retest and buy the retest. So don't buy it today. You've missed it, but keep all these on your watch list because all of these stocks will be very, very fun to trade for the next year. Ondas, a drone company. Well, Trump's been bombing the shit out of people with drones. And this is a company that has been sponsoring that in a way, somewhat kind of a little bit. I had a bunch of buddies buy this thing at $1. I mean, incredible what it's done. Shout outs to everyone or anyone who's made money on Ondas. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal job. It has room to go. Again, very volatile. This is a drone play. This is a military play. This is a Trump drone military play. You don't want to buy it here. This is the new all-time high. This is where I would be selling it or getting into covered calls or getting into a collar. Buy pullbacks, but the trend at this point looked confirmed to me. And they, again, have absolutely no revenue, but very speculative startup type of company, but they are cranking out actual products. So if you make some money, take that money, buy some shares, hold them forever. Who knows what they're going to do? But again, all of these stocks on this watch list can be followed weekly. This can be your watch list for the year, and you can make really good money on it. But the other cool part about the markets, if you know how to actively trade, you can pick any of these stocks. Just pick one of them and watch it every single day and trade it and make tons of money. Lemonade. Who doesn't like lemonade? Be honest. Who doesn't go to a restaurant and order lemonade? Chart looks amazing. Love insurance, big fan, understood it very well. And one of the most profitable company industries in the world is insurance. And this is like insurance, AI, and software, all blended together. So I like it. Pull back to the 100, which it has done recently, is a no-brainer purchase. Will it pull back to 63-ish? I don't know. I want it to, and I'm waiting for that to happen. I made my money off of Lemonade back in here. I went on a very big podcast. Shout outs to Greg and Jenny Anderson called The Endless Endeavor and told everyone to buy. Well, didn't say everyone, but I was like, man, I think Lemonade. I gave Lemonade, Reddit, and Wolf on the podcast back in October. And they all did like whatever, 30, 40, 50% afterwards. It's not that important. But beautiful bounce. That's where I want it again. I'll wait on it, but really, really gorgeous chart. And then snow. Edward Snowden, double bottom coming in off the 200 simple. I had a bull put spread down here in this blue box, and I like it. I like this chart. It's making higher highs, it's making higher lows. Big double bottom here that is retested with this lower shadow. Looks clean. Old resistance, retest. Chart looks nice. So all good companies to watch. And I was going to look at Tesla. Come on. Here's Tesla and a lot of good reversal signals up here. This is the all-time high. New all-time high, new highest price in human history right there. That was the price to sell shares, sell calls, get into collars, buy protective puts, or close out of put sales for a profit. And this was the time to sell some puts, buy some shares, or buy some calls. Next place that I'm going in wildly aggressive on Tesla is 420.69. If you get it, you get it. We'll see if we get down there. Will we? I don't know, but I think we can. And this weekly chart, I did an event in Rhode Island. Shout outs to Michael and Brenda Shine. And this was the pattern that I showed them. Um, 4 bull candles in a row, making a way into a new all-time high with a retest gap on the chart, expecting it to fill. This is what Tesla's about to do. So same thing, 4 bull candles in a row with a retest gap. Let me do that in orange. There's the retest gap. There's your bear candle that made a new high. There's your second bear candle. Follow that was a inside bull candle. It's almost like I do this for a living, family. There's your inside bull candle. We'll probably make another push a little bit into like 470. We'll have a bigger dip into that 420 price I talked about, and then we'll rip higher. Hey, it's just my thought. Don't shoot the messenger. But we did make a new all-time high right there on Tesla. We just did not close above there. But if you have some shares, you got in all kinds of amazing covered call premiums. I had a bunch of people sell 650 July covered calls and some 560 March covered calls. Anyway, we were printing the covered call premium game. Let's see what Tesla does. But it's a very, very strong buy if it gets back to the 100, which I think is possible. We will see. Inside candle, 2 or 3 more days. I think it can go back to 470, retest this retest gap, push lower, and then we go higher. Again, of course, just my thoughts. But the beautiful news is, ladies and gentlemen, once you learn this craft, once you understand the skills, this is a wealth generating machine. You have to be disciplined. You have to be talented. You need money to interact with the system. It doesn't have to be your money, but you need money. You need the awareness of money. You need to study money. You need to have a relationship with money. And more importantly, you need to have integrity, the integrity to buy, the integrity to sell, when to get in, when to get out, when to be respectful of the markets, plan, strategize, study, implement. It's a really easy system if you want it to be easy. If you want it to be hard, guess what? It can be hard. But if your boy can do it, all of you watch my journey from day one. I've been on the internet game for what, 13 years, pumping out content about stocks. You've all seen it, you've all heard it. If a dirt poor boy from Georgia can make this happen, ladies and gentlemen, you can too. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section how I did. Let me know if you need anything else from me. You rock.